The unconscious defense mechanisms of a narcissist are used to repel intense feelings that damage their ego. The narcissist shows a completely different side that simply serves to demonstrate that they have been disarmed when an empath's emotions are able to enter their consciousness. The disarmed narcissist's steady collapse indicates they have been defeated by a stronger force, which frequently has more hazardous outcomes. I'll walk you through the 10 indicators that empaths have defeated narcissists. Number 10. The moment they quit showing you love. The ability of a narcissist to show you love and affection even after a dreadful argument is one of the clearest indications that their scheme is still in motion, because this is the precise moment when they will start to think that their narcissistic partner can change. Empaths frequently fall into this trap. What will transpire, nevertheless, defies that notion. In actuality, narcissists' ability to apologize and make amends indicates that their narcissistic supply has run out, and they are once again completely functional. Thus, the empath has finally ceased feeding them when they finally stopped being so hypocritical. To disrupt the narcissist's plans, empaths might just disregard all of their lies, manipulative tactics, and skewed views. Narcissists fall when they lose the ability to perceive hope in the eyes of empaths. Does this imply, however, that they will no longer deal with empaths? 9. They are no longer able to arouse unfavorable feelings. Narcissists become alarmed when they see disinterest in empaths. Why? It's because they could never again enter the mind of an empath. The more narcissists celebrate their victorious strategies, the more empaths behave in ways that narcissists want them to. Narcissists, on the other hand, will get more desperate if empaths fail to demonstrate concern and interest. To regain control over the empath, they will pathetically try to entwine themselves with their thoughts once more. But alas, they were no longer able to. A narcissist attempting to reclaim an empath's attention is akin to a fish attempting to survive on land. Eventually, despite wriggling, they will psychologically collapse. The 8th sign is when a narcissist can no longer have their way with you. Providing for the ego of a narcissist is equivalent to throwing stuff into a black hole, as you will never get anything back. Empaths provide narcissists with the oxygen they require to survive. Words of affirmation, tenderness, praise, and a host of other things, while empaths possess an infinite supply of these things internally. In addition to their constant need for more, narcissists are the most destructive beings in the universe because they are drawn to things that do not support them. Their source of nourishment comes from feeling entitled, judging, and demeaning their victim in order to maintain their unwanted identities. Empaths would therefore realize that the only way to defeat a narcissist is to stop providing them with food. If they were aware of this never-ending loop, they will starve to death at that point and start acting more erratically, brutally, and chaotically. They will even turn to threats of all kinds, which just suggests that they are going to die. If you were an empath, how would you respond to blackmail from a narcissist? 7th, the point at which narcissists lose interest in you. Before draining their victim's energy, narcissists observe and assess their target. They are analytical, logical, and calculating by nature. These are surprisingly powerful in a number of ways. They have to pierce their prey's thoughts before they can finally distort their perspective and consume their inner abundance. They evaluate and appraise their prey's mindset before they can eat them. However, because of their deep streak, empaths are able to think deeper and more introspectively than narcissists, possibly to the exclusion of the latter. Because narcissists can only stay in the shallows, they find it hard to understand empaths. The only indication that a narcissist has lost connection to and influence over your thoughts is when they stop acting in the expected ways. They covertly abandon their mission and find another way to harm you, since they don't want empaths to know that they've already lost it. Sixth, when narcissists are unable to get what they want. When narcissists are unable to reply or find a method to accomplish their goals, it is clear that empaths have ultimately triumphed against them. Narcissists are crafty individuals who will stop at nothing to get their way. But when empaths finally realize that the narcissist is suffering from an irreversible illness, they will think back on everything that has transpired since they first met. The insights they gain from these introspective times will strengthen and improve them. When this eventually occurs, they confront narcissists fully prepared, armed, and ready with their potent manipulative strategies to confuse the desperate narcissist and steer them onto their own traps. Instead of facing narcissists unprepared, have you ever attempted to refuse a narcissist's requests? Number 5. They weep for the plans that failed. When a narcissist acts aggressively, angrily, and rudely toward you, you may be sure that something went wrong. See how narcissists behave when you stop trying to defend yourself against their unfounded allegations, when you stop feeling offended whenever they denigrate and hate you, and when you stop giving in to their egotistical demands. You will witness narcissists who are broken, debilitated, and miserable weeping foolishly in an attempt to win you back. A narcissist's spilled milk is an empath's lack of response. An empath fights you because they want something from you, but when you don't react, you're ending their power. Number 4. After losing their temper, they become mute. When you criticize someone who has a damaged ego, as you might anticipate, narcissists will become enraged. Watch how they respond. Narcissists will always mislead their purpose and display the most dreaded narcissistic wrath. They will physically, emotionally, and psychologically threaten you, since this is how they get cures from you, regardless of how rational and helpful your comments are. Thus, empaths will be able to tell that their burning ego has been perforated when they see this absurd fury. All empaths have to do is keep quiet and watch what happens. Narcissists will be overcome by the awkward silence as soon as they discover nothing has been happening the way they had planned. This is how an empath's silence traumatizes narcissists. Realize that their already fragile ego has been shattered twice as hard as it had when they were reprimanded. Do you, as an empath, always stay mute during a narcissist's outbursts? Third, they can't even bargain right now. Narcissists are skilled negotiators who can get what they want from a wide range of individuals, even empaths. But narcissists are no longer the masterminds. Instead, they become the underlings in a negotiation situation where enlightened empaths can rule. At that point, the narcissist believes that empaths are no longer drawn to their offers, and their negotiating strategies get increasingly baffling and unproductive until they stop working altogether. Narcissists find it difficult to comprehend why and how this occurs. As empaths progressively reclaim their independence and power from their oppressor, narcissists' ability to make an empath's life unpleasant and persuade them to act in a certain way also wanes. Number 2. They search for another haven with great desperation. Narcissists retreat into their caves for a while when their falsehoods are discovered in order to evade the repercussions. Pathological liars. Narcissists will stop at nothing to hide their dirty deeds and ensure that they escape punishment for the harm they have inflicted. This is the reason they shift the blame elsewhere. But when empaths uphold the truth and decline to accept responsibility, the lost narcissist will frantically look for a safe haven, which may be another empath. How can empaths stay out of this trap? First of all, they don't want to hear what empaths have to say. It takes an empathetic person's courage to confront narcissists with the hard facts that consume them. Phrases like "you're a loser" or "you need a therapist" can make the latter want to commit suicide by isolating themselves in their room. When their inflated ego is crushed by these remarks, they may retreat or strike back violently. Never give in to their tantrums when they fight back, since doing so will only serve to feed their narcissistic tendencies and replenish their supply. Empaths have the fortitude to resist the fatal storm. They have the guts to stick up for what's right. Take the abuse from narcissists and wait for the storm to pass. When all is said and done, the narcissist will come to the realization that the empath they are attempting to control is no longer the same person in front of them. In order to construct a dream world where their image is continually emphasized and admired, narcissists gain what they want at the price of others. However, the beautiful and spiritually advanced empaths defeat them in ways that narcissists find difficult to identify. Did you ever date a narcissist? In what ways can you outwit them?